were supposed to meet with Danny Seth, and who are you?
Can't really say too much about Danny Seth right now. He's safe.
He's safe and that's all?
For now.
How he got there?
You gotta ask the right questions.
What were the questions?
Where is he now?
He's safe?
He's safe.
So where is he safe?
He's rethinking everything at the moment.
Danny has to think about things.
Yeah, I had to put him straight a little bit.
What are the things he's thinking about? Does this have something to do with the thing that Danny said hasn't released anything for a while?
Yeah, it's with this, and his music's too serious.
What do you mean by serious?
I think he was thinking too much.
He's still saying that I don't need your helping hand. You can masturbate it with it. So yes. That's not too serious.
This is. I like that, Danny said. I like that, but I can't deal with him.
You want him to be more that?
Yeah, he telling too many stories. Kids don't want to hear that shit.
Does it matter if the kids want to hear it?
I'm not him. I can't tell you that. But what I want.
For you.
What I want to hear.
Yeah.
I want to turn up. I want him to know that there's a time and a place for everything. But right now, he's got to get his act together.
Are the songs getting shorter?
I haven't heard his songs, new songs. But I do know that he is rethinking a lot.
Do I understand it correctly? You have ideas about Danny Seth's music and you somehow conversating about it with him right now?
Yeah, he doesn't want to talk much to me. I don't know why. He's just, he's got this idea in his head that people want to hear his story, and I don't think they do. I think they want to turn up and just, do shit, it's hard to find him. He's been missing for a long time.
But to make people turn up, you still gotta tell some kind of story.
Do you hear stories in music nowadays?
Too little, I think.
I agree. Well, that's one thing me and Danny might agree on, but...
So, when can we expect to hear of Danny Seth again?
When I feel like letting him go, I feel he's learning his lesson. He went to a stage where he was a bit difficult to get hold of and get through to. He got very upset with, he had done so much to portray his vision and do these things, but I think that he's now slowly learning that he's got to listen to what everyone else wants, or not what he wants.
That's an interesting viewpoint. Who are the else that he needs to listen to?
The kids.
Young kids.
Any kids, I think they got to turn up to him. They got to fucking rave, mosh.
Do you think it's more the kids in UK or more the kids in USA?
I think it's universal. I hope, I haven't worked out what he's trying to be or do, but I know he's always been himself, but I think it was finding who he was, and I'm helping him find that what he used to have fun with. He's not having fun anymore. Now he has to have fun with it again. But he's getting there. He'll learn.
If you think about the music you think Danny's gonna do next, what's the biggest difference with the old ones? It's gonna have maybe less stories, it will turn up more, and it wouldn't be too much talking.
I think it's finding the balance of all of it. Whilst not going too deep, I think kind of showing, he used to be fun, I know. Old Danny said that I know, he used to have fun and carefree, and situations happened where he felt like he had to prove himself.
When Danny Seth was in school, was he the clown?
No, I don't think he was the clown. I think he was confused of what he wanted to do. So now, again, it gets back to the idea that I'm showing he knows. He's gonna not like it at first. He won't like it, but he knows what he needs to do. And he knows that it's in him. He's just been very insecure about how to do it, and I'm getting it out of him.
Do you think we have any chance to talk with Danny Seth?
Of course.
Can we meet him tonight?
Yes, but you have to give me about 10, 15 minutes.
20-15 minutes. Okay, I think we can make it.
Okay.
We'll wait.
Fine.
It was good meeting you. Seth, what's your name?
Seth, SEF.
SEF. Danny Seth, good seeing you.
Good to see you, man. Thank you for having me.
I have to make a little confession.
Okay, I hope it's a good one.
It's a good one.
I'm not a priest. So.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago with these kids we started planning this thing, and they said that Danny Seth's coming with Post Malone, and should we interview him also? And I was like, fuck yeah. And by then I've seen the I Rise video, I've seen some other things, but it was like few weeks ago or something. And then I was like, okay, Danny said, let's find out what's the thing. And there's few things that like popped out of it. I'm very interested in what kind of music you grew up listening to.
Well, I'm from London, so you know.
Are you from the central London?
No, I'm from northwest, like Watford. Like it's a little town called Bushy, but if I say Watford, it's a bit. I grew up. I was a huge Pharrell fan. I grew up listening to. I think the first 2 albums I bought was Clips, Lord Willing, and Dizzy Rascal, Boy in the Corner, and the mix of those two was so different. But
how old were you?
11.
Because what interests me about Pharrell, do you like his happy stuff?
I appreciate him as a musician, how he can do everything. You know, when in the early 2000s, like every smash hit was Pharrell.
That's right.
Usher, you know, Jay, all of that shit was like Pharrell. I was subconsciously hearing it without knowing. Yeah. I think he was the first kind of producer artist where I immediately knew it was his beat or his song.
How old were you when you first time thought that I want to do something myself?
It took me a while. I think where I'm from, what I was doing wasn't accepted to be a rapper. You know, I'm Jewish. I'm from like a middle class background. You know, it was all like something was stacked against me to do it. But I loved it. So I DJ'd from about 16 years old. I was DJing. Okay. I was into drum and bass. I loved dubstep. I loved hip hop. And I tried to find a kind of...
Because those things I hear.
Yeah. Like, that's what, you hear the influence. So I kind of... It was finding the balance of it. But... And then I progressed into writing. I was always writing, but never telling anyone. I was kind of like writing.
How long was that period?
Like from when I was about 17 to 19, and then when I went to America on an internship for a record, I had an internship at a publishing company, BMG Chrysalis. I sat there, and a friend of mine who lived in my area, this small town, was in a band called Mode Step, and I was sifting through the records, and my boss came in and was like, we just signed this act, what do you think of them? I was like, whoa, that kid is from my area, and he's been played in an office in LA. And it kind of made me feel like anything was possible. So.
Fuck a record label, fuck a big studio. You can do this in your own fucking bedroom. Let's go.
People are always going to have an opinion of you. No matter what you do. If you made the greatest album of all time, someone's going to think it's shit. So I think with me, it was kind of like, I wanted to just make real music, real, instruments, kind of, I called it perception because like, even the track listing is sentences. I rise because time is of the essence. Never forget our city. Stay with me on this trip, past forever. But if you don't look deep, your perception of it might be very different. Same with the artwork. Loads of hidden symbols and agenda in it, but
Were you a Da Vinci Code as a kid?
I would like to think so, but I wanted people to think a bit. I also wanted people to think that the internet has made it accessible for you to do what you want. That, you know, we've all grown up in the era where our phone's in our hands or on a laptop. With, you know, I make music on my laptop wherever I go. I don't need to go to a studio.
Okay, you've done some songs, but they mostly been on the old side. How do you think you will break the mold? Where does the happy songs or the turn-up songs come from?
I don't know yet.
You haven't found it?
I haven't found it yet. I think I'm just more fun. I want to be the best producer.
Do you need more sun? Do you need to go to LA?
I need to go to LA. But it's great being back in my hometown because, you know, I'd never spent enough time to really soak up and absorb what I need to get done. You know, it was always I was escaping or trying to get away. You know, my dad, who I love to death, that's like my best friend, but he lives in Spain. So like I feel like I'm always moving and I'm always going somewhere. I'm always trying to get something. But now I've got my feet planted in London for a bit and learning to produce.
Do you live in the city now?
No, I still live on the outskirts, but just being in my house and making music every day, producing, learning.
About the songs you've done, how much of them you have produced yourself?
Probably all of them.
Wow.
But I don't know if I'm going to use them.
Yeah, but I think it's very good training.
Yeah, I think that's what I want. I want to be able to be like Ye or someone who I can just go and I don't need to rely on any. I've been fucked over so many times. My kindness and my weakness. I let too many people in and got fucked. So now it's just like, okay, well, how about I just do everything? Not be lazy, just do it myself.
Can you have nowadays the stuff at home to make publishable song ready? With vocals and everything?
Hell yeah.
Wow.
I remember when he made White Iverson was at my friend's house in his studio. Like
Did they redo it for the official release?
Do you know what? I don't know. I don't think so. He was like 5 a.m. He was wasted. That's how it happens. Sometimes magic happens. You know, the thing with me is that, you know, I don't have a smash song, but I feel that, you know, when people are like, well, let's go to the studio and make a smash. That's not how it happens.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen when I least expect it, and I want it to sound like that's Danny Seth's smash. That's not Danny Seth.
Have you done ever?
I don't really know. It's difficult. I had 2 beats from Pharrell about 3-4 years ago that he called me up about 4 years ago. He called me up.
How did he find you?
He found me through an A&R of a label and he called me up and he was like,
Did you believe the phone?
No, I think I still had the video on my phone for years. Let me see if I...
Hey, if you have it, send it to me.
Yeah, if
and
I have
we can
it,
use it.
Yeah. But what he sent me, I wasn't ready as an artist yet to do it.
You still have them?
Yeah, I still have them. And I still revisit them time to time.
Everybody hands up. Wait till I get up.
Do you feel you're famous?
No.
Do you like it?
I like making music for my living. I think I'm very blessed at this opportunity. I don't really know what fame is. I think I'm just very lucky and blessed, and whatever comes is just kind of take it as it is.
What I've been thinking, and I think you're in a good position to kind of reflect on this, but I've been thinking that if it grows gradually, if it grows organically, you can kind of keep in a mindset that you don't get famous even though you get famous.
I hope so, man. I just very lost where I am musically right now because, you know, I thought that perception was going to do something that it didn't. You know, I had a lot of belief in music that, you know, I poured my heart out. I wrote a song about my estranged stepmother, who was like my mother, and she cut me off. And then we wrote letters to each other, and then she finally wrote me back a letter saying that she never wanted to see me again because I reminded her of of my father, and all of this stuff. But I think it went over people's heads, and for about 6 months after I released it, I was lost. I was kind of like, well, if I can't make that kind of music, do I want to make music? Like, what am I doing now? That's why I haven't released anything for a year.
That's been the tricky transition for everybody to do the first album that kind of opens the eyes of the people who make decisions, and it's usually a heartfelt album. Mm-hmm. And then they have to do the second one, and they realize that, okay, the friends I have who making something, this music doesn't make the same thing. And then they have to figure out the second album. Mm-hmm. And it's been very interesting to see different groups or dudes try to find the balance between where it's like how much I can put myself into it and how much I put the other thing.
I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I'm getting very random threats from a person who keeps telling me to do things and to make music. I'm kind of trying to ignore it, but persistently they're telling me to go back to the old me and make me down. Fuck. My brother collar that and Chelsea cutting. They ain't rolling with us, then just fucking. Feeling like myself, a boy, I love it. Keep 100 right and keep it nothing. Always with my dogs, I come up popping. Yeah, my bitch, you riding with me till I'm gonna rotten. Say you love it. Tell me nigga you love it and you need it. Cause we need to patch it up.
I come from a religious family. I got 11 siblings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
so it was
great.
a thing. So it's kind of like, for me, it's been kind of like this Seth thing in a sense that I've been kind of like trying to find the other version.
Exactly.
And if you think about it, do you feel outcast with the Jewish background in thing?
I think nowadays it's very different. I don't think race is an issue for it.
I don't mean that way, but yourself. Do you feel like looking outside in?
No, I think if I wasn't very honest in my music, then I would. But because I lay it out on the table, I'm like, yo, I am Jewish. I am from this band. This is where I'm from. I lay my cards on the table, and if you don't like it, don't listen to my music.
That helps, I think.
Oh yeah.
It like gets you far. And how's your thinking right now? How do you feel? Like, what kind of songs you've made? What is the turn up part, and what is the Danny Seth part in them?
I think I've lost the turn up part. I've been making very depressing music. It's just a period in my career now where I'm trying to find how I want to go forward. I've not done an interview yet. I've not spoken to anyone. I've cut a lot of people off. I'm working with new people and just finding how I want to kind of progress.
Are you giving peace?
Yeah, I switched my phone like 3 times. I try not to really use social media that much. I'm just, finding what Danny Seth wants to do.
Have you been on a tour with Posty? Has it helped? Like, I think he kind of, I don't know if he done it yet, but he's kind of going through the same transformation.
Post is just such a great person. I knew Post before all of this. We stayed in a house. I introduced him to his producer first, who I've known for years.
Okay.
And we all happened to be chilling in the same house. And Post is honestly the only person I can say that I have watched blow up overnight organically with no string, no. I've watched the boy make White Iverson and blow up, but as an artist, I think he's so amazing. He's got so much more to come. I think he's a fantastic.
But I think with him, it's also the thing has things going on with his background, like growing up in a family where there was folk and country.
Yeah,
that gives a special.
You can hear it in
the and you've been talking about the British are coming and going to the US and doing things there, and you also been calling yourself that, okay, I'm a British dude, but I'm doing US hip hop. And because I think that's the interesting thing that I've been thinking about it with Skepta, but also with Drake. They come from a very different background. Like Toronto is very different from LA or New York. Yeah. And I think you've done the groundwork in a sense that you've put London on a map and kind of like coded into your music in a sense.
Thank you. I mean, it's, if you don't make grime music and you're from London, it's very hard to fit into the community.
Yeah.
I'm a massive Skepta fan. I'm a massive Gigs fan. I've been fans of them from day, but because of the music I make, I'm not necessarily accepted. So that was mainly about perception, you know. From the intro, Monumental, you know, it's hard when...
That was massive.
Yeah, it's hard when you be coming from your home with no supporters. You'd assume they'd have your back, like the word after a quarter. And then all the way to the last song, which is Homecoming, which is about whether you like me or accept me or not, I will always love you and put on for you.
Were the strings real or were the strings sampled?
Real.
Wow.
All real. I made sure specifically.
How many players?
One player.
One player playing them all. That was very nice done. Do you think if you want to cross the pond?
Yes. I just want. I feel like music nowadays is just it's international. The internet has made it international. But
do you feel like you can do you with US producers, or do you have to go with the boys?
I've always been. I usually used to only work with 2 people, but now I work with. You know, I want to expand my sound. I like to oversee. I'm very picky. I don't rap on just anything. I have to oversee the production. It has to make me want to rap.
Yeah.
I have to feel it.
I think that's a very good rule.
So yeah, but you know, I'm just trying to make a difference, I think.
I'm telling you what, I've had 3 hours of sleep in 2 days, but I need you to turn me all the way fuck up. Get low, wait. Since you know the deal, man, I hope for real. Okay. Overnight to pack, man, that shit for real. Okay. Never bitch, then that shit for real. If it ain't about a tag, then that shit for real.
Pull up to your function, cause a traffic junction. Everybody tryna see me like I'm Stevie Wonder. Man, I'm draped out in some garments, make you Stevie.
I like.
Yeah, I don't listen to any new music. I don't listen to no new artists, no nothing. I know them. I know. If I hear them in the club, I love it. I think it's all dope. But I try not to listen to music because I will try and replicate.
Not even old music.
Old music I listen to a lot, but then I don't want to sing old.
Yeah.
So I try when I go into the studio. You know, my bed is here, and there's a wall, and there's my studio. So I could be in the middle of the night, get up, have an idea, go to my bedroom, and go do it.
I think that's very productive.
Yeah, it's. You know, everyone's got their own path and their own way of doing things. So I feel that I'm finding myself as a producer artist now. Like I was just an artist before who tried to get people to produce. Now I can make whatever I want. There's no limits. There's no, I have to wait for him. I can go and be like, wow, this is time. Let me try this, and you know, now I can try singing or try this and that. So I couldn't do that before.
Will you sing?
I have a terrible voice.
It hasn't stopped a lot of people.
This is true. Nah, maybe I might stick some tune on there, but you know, I'm experimenting right now.
Let's just say I hope to hear new Danish sets it soon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. It really means a lot.
It was very good meeting you.
Thank you. You too.
And you're always welcome to Helsinki.
Thank you. The British are coming.
Oh, you hating on me? I see eyelids closed, but I gotta see ID. If you're tryna fuck with a true G like me, Tribe Gang got my back, that's my NY team. But I rep NNIP till ID. I to the motherfucking E. Me and JC don't look alike, but we from the same family tree.